again for the second time tonight for the Arkansas Open post show. It's a ProMac tournament hosted by Joey Perry. Tonight we have special guest Kodi Molina. As you can see a picture in the middle, she has her, I don't know the official name, but it looks like a Thor hammer. That's because Kodi did well. Kodi, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing amazing. How about you?
Good. So I'm excited to have you on as a guest. Why don't you tell everybody what exactly you're holding? And if you have it with you, show it off to us now.
Yes, ma'am. It's right here. These amazing, cool winners. Thor hammers. I like them a lot. They're one of a kind. I like it.
And you have two of them now, and the power ring. You're blinged out right now. Why don't you tell everybody how you did at the Arkansas Open?
Yes, ma'am. So I competed in 4 divisions. I did creative weapons. I did extreme forms. I ran traditional weapons, and I did fighting. So after that, I was able to win in all of them, which was great. And then I moved on to grants. I was able to come out in first place for both grants for weapons and for open hands.
For weapons and what else?
Open hands. So like I did my extreme form.
Okay, great. And so how did the tournament run? One of the pictures that Joey Perry, the promoter, showed me and I can share is some good competition there. How was it from the competitor's perspective?
It was amazing, especially in fighting. I competed against great martial artists, and it was not easy, that's for sure. But I had so much fun in the ring, and they were, good for me to push leading up to, our tournament coming up and Diamonds Nationals or after. So that was good practice for me.
You did a lot of different types of divisions, uh, forms, weapons, traditional, and fighting.
Yes,
How
ma'am.
did you prepare to? I know it's commonplace for you because I've seen you grow up through the ranks and now you're on competitive edge. But how do you balance doing all of those divisions?
It's not easy, that's for sure. It takes a lot of time and commitment. And lately, with high school starting, it's been a lot harder for me to get as much practices than I used to do when I was in middle school. So now, if I'm lucky, I'll get like an hour, hour and a half in every night to train. And I kind of like do it in pairs. So every night, I'll do 2 divisions, run a quick section training, run 1 or 2 full forms for 2 divisions each night, and that is how I stay on top of my training and like making sure I get all my work done that I need to do leading up to a tournament.
So you're in high school now. I remember when I was training Corinne from ATA, and that's when you used to compete in ATA. And now you're in NASCA, which is an open circuit, high level of competition, and you're killing it, taking home grands and overalls and things like that. How do you think that you were able to? I know it's a high level, bigger question, but go from middle school, younger competitor to where you are now dominating?
Huge, shout out goes to my mom because she's the one who pushes me every day and like sure I keep on top of my training with homework, grades, making sure I do my conditioning, working out and training, and also lacrosse and cheer. So she is a great, amazing help to me to make sure I get everything done and making sure I'm on top of my game and I'm prepared for the tournaments and for school in general. Because again, it's high school and it's going to continue to stay this way because I want to go to college soon or after the 4 years are over.
When I was competing for a very short spell, I tried out cheer, like competitive cheer. Not with my high school, but there's a lot of cross training kind of that benefits both cheer and martial arts, especially since you do CMX, which helps with tricking. How does it help you?
Cheerleading, how does that help me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it helps me like making sure I stay strong because I am a base when I do stunts, so that that makes sure I keep on top of my game with being able to throw girls in the air. So that's good for like my tricking and for my power when I do like my weapons and my especially in fighting too with using my legs when you base. So that's good for fighting and also keeping up with my tumbling because I do use that in cheer.
Now you're don't take this the wrong way. You're on the shorter side of the fighting, and you're going to get to a point where girls start sprouting up. And I don't know how tall you're going to get, but one of the advantages also is that you're quick and speedy. I've seen you fight. So now, how do you kind of deal with sometimes taller fighters? And I'm not sure what the competition looked like at this tournament, but you said it was good. So how do you manage your height and using it to your advantage?
Well, I have a really strong leg when it comes to kicks, so that's how I normally start off a match is using my leg to see what their reaction is going to be. Because if they're going to move or if they're going to take it, that's how I know either going forward in the match to keep on kicking at them or to use more of my movement of using my hands, setting up angles. So for me, since I'm a shorter fighter, I have to look at the bigger picture of the ring and not just like, oh no, they scored. What am I going to do? I have to, reflect on that and see what I did wrong and what I need to fix for the next, points to be scored.
Okay. And, you also, I mean, you were previously on Team Macho, coached by Christine, also a very good kicker as a fighter and just a martial artist in general. But now you're repping Competitive Edge. How did you get onto the team and get connected with Competitive Edge?
Well, I got connected by Jackson Rudolph because he is my main coach for both staff. And I worked with him for a long time, ever since I was really small. So that connection there really helped me, get on Competitive Edge. And so I feel like he's the one who really helped me get on the team. And when I got the offer, and I said yes.
How is it going so far on the team?
It's going really well. It's going good. I like all the people on the team. They're really nice. I like all the coaches. They're always there for you at tournaments, watching and supporting you, and that's a lot of fun.
So a lot of the members on Competitive Edge are kind of from the same region, and they also do a lot of ProMac tournaments. There's a lot of Competitive Edge support from ProMac. Did you see that there at the Arkansas Open?
I did. Teammate, my little brother was there. My little brother, he's on Competitive Edge too. We had Gavin Boterford, we had RC, little Riley Claire there out for supporting, and Ben Jones, one of our coaches on the team, he was there too. So it was really nice that we were all supporting each other and, keeping each other company at the tournament while we all killed out there.
In any way, do you feel like having people cheer for you, whoever it may be, at whatever tournament, do you feel like that ups your performance in any way?
I feel that I obviously get, more like excited in a way where I'm like, oh, they're cheering for me. Like, let me try to go harder. But like recently I've started to realize that's not always the case. Cause like when the more excited you get, the more mistakes that'll happen. So in my mind, I have to stay calm. So when people cheer me on, it's great. I love it. But I also have to like breathe and remember to stay calm. If not, then I don't know what's going to happen. But yeah, staying calm is a big one when people are cheering you on.
That's really self-reflective because I think most people would assume like, oh, I just want to get hyped up. I need everybody around me. But it's also being mindful of your emotions and how that affects your performance. What now? I'm going to pause for 1 second and plug in my laptop because I would hold on. Wait for this conversation to end. Bear with me. Give me a second. I was only 50% before this, so. That's the best thing about having an outlet at your kitchen table on this island. I don't have to move. Hold on. Okay. All right, we are juiced up. Now, okay, so we were talking about crowds and things like that. Now, speaking of crowds, one of the best things about tournaments sometimes is the night show. Now, the Arkansas Open did not have a night show, did it?
No, ma'am.
Okay, but thinking about tournaments that do have night shows, what so far has been your favorite stage to compete on?
That's a really hard one because I love all the tournaments. Like for me, when I'm on a night show, I feel like it's it's not like it's the same in every tournament, but it's the same feeling because I'm on the night show. It's dark. You can't see anything in front of you and your own performance. So for me, all the tournaments are great. I love them all. But to be on the night show is just a good feeling at every tournament, and it stays the same. So they're all equally amazing, and like the feeling on the night show stays incredible, and it never gets old.
One of the distinctive things about the Arkansas Open is the award, obviously. What else kind of makes this tournament stand out to you in your mind?
In my mind, it was great. It was having the power rings rewarded to me. It was amazing. I love it so much. And being able to add a second one to my collection was really great. And it was also where I got my very first world title for ATA, that same exact arena, but like area, the convention center. So that just made everything amazing and like 1,000 times better, is knowing that's where I got my very first world title, and I was able to hit clean forms there once again. So that was great.
So Arkansas, Little Rock holds a special place in your heart.
It does. Yes.
Oh, so are you still? Do you at all? When was the last time you competed at an ATA tournament?
This past Worlds, I was there this past year.
Okay, so are you still balancing ATA, NASCA, ProMac, things like that?
Not really. I'll go to maybe a ATA tournament here and there. It's for fighting for my team. I do team sparring. That was the main reason why I went back, especially last season, was for that. But right now, my main focus is, trying to stay with NASCA, ProMac, promoting our school, coming up in our tournament. But we did win a world title, though, for our team sparring. So that was really cool.
Great. And does your school, your home base studio, train both ATA students and NASCA students, or do you get most of your instruction from competitors like Jackson and things like that?
Well, I go there sometimes for a sparring and a train, but like my main school will be here, the dojo, Rojo Dojo here at our house right here. That is where I train with all my coaches. So this is our dojo here.
I wish people could see your setup, because from the very glimpse I got of it, it was nice. Why don't you describe your setup for people so they can get an understanding of the commitment that you and your parents have to turning their home into a place for you and your brother to train?
Yeah. So our mats are in our living room. So we don't have, couches in our living room or a big table. We have mats. So we have a pretty big size, it's about 3x3 zebra mats going this way and this way. And then we have 3 chairs that are right in front of me. Those are where my mom would sit, my dad, or my brother and I in between sections. That's where we can catch our breath. But we have a TV for private lessons on my left side of me. And then we have all of our trophies and our awards around me, surrounding myself. And over here in the right corner, I have my bow staffs. That's my heavy bow, my competition bows. And then right to the left of that, I have Bob, my lovely, training partner for sparring. But yeah, and then over here, I got more bows behind. It's amazing, that banner behind me. But yeah, my living room is a dojo setup, and that is where I, get all my training in, conditioning in, workouts in, right here.
That's great. And you also do lacrosse and cheer and martial arts. So is there somewhere, just for my curiosity, is there somewhere where there's like a net set up that you can train near your house or outside as well for lacrosse?
Well, literally right in my backyard, I have something called a rebounder. That's where I, have my lacrosse stick with the ball on the stick. I can throw, I can catch, and that allows me to, practice for lacrosse. And for cheer, I can practice around the mats, for tumbling and all of that stuff. So it's great having the mats here because it helps with a lot of different things, not just karate.
Yeah, that's a lot of things to juggle that you're currently juggling. And I'm not going to ask you what's going to give, because I feel like with the mindset of something has to give, something does, right? So I applaud you and I encourage you to keep doing everything you love to do, and keep making time and have your mom on you for making sure it happens. Now, my last question for you is, where is your next, I asked this in the last interview, but for you, your next tournament, and what's your goal at that tournament?
That will be our tournament here, Texas Revolution. That is here in my home area. And that will be an amazing time for me, to practice and to do my best leading up to Diamond, which is the weekend after, which is amazing. Or sorry, 2 weekends after, not 1 weekend. And so that will be able to, I'll be able to know what I need to work on for those 2 weeks I have leading up to Diamonds. And so it'll just be a fun time for me to get my practice in, those reps in, leading up to the next NASCA tournament.
Have you gotten a diamond ring before?
I have not gotten a diamond ring yet. No, ma'am.
Okay, so I'm sure that's on your sights for this upcoming Diamond Nationals. Okay, well, Kodi, thank you so much for coming on to the Power Chat series. It was exciting to have you on, got to chat with you, learn more about you and your crazy work ethic, which is inspiring to anybody watching. If Kodi can do it, you should at least try. So, all right, thanks so much for watching, everyone, the Power Chat series, staying with me for 2 shows tonight. I really appreciate it. And Kodi, thanks for coming on. And again, congratulations.
Thanks for having me.